baby, there she is. Look at this big old box. This is a heavy sucker too. This thing's about 65 pounds or so, but just 65 pounds full of so much fun. Packaged up really well and, totally secure. I love how they put these nice heavy duty cinch straps on there just to keep it nice and secure for shipping. Looks good. All right, so just checking these dimensions real quick here so you can see. It's about 20 inches high. Let's check the width here. Just shy of about 13 inches. And lengthwise, we're looking at, let's see here, about 26 inches. So nice big old box full of a sweet chassis. So let's get this puppy unboxed here and see what we're working with. While I'm unboxing this, I just wanted to go over a couple things. So I really boiled down a grinding chassis into three key things: durability, versatility, and reliability. And those were really what I focused on when I was making my choice. So durability, obviously something that's made from top quality materials, made here in America, and I guess that also falls into the kind of the quality. And then, versatility, I wanted to go with a company that not only made the grinding chassis, but also all of the attachments. I wanted a company that was familiar enough with their grinding chassis that they would make attachments for different types of grinds and different applications that were for their specific chassis. So that was a big thing. And I realized that there's not a lot out there for under $500. And there's a lot of products out there that claim to be the best, but there's certain elements of them that make them inferior. And so I saw a lot of those specific listings on eBay. And so I really wanted a company that, made a quality product, but also made all of the accessories and would be willing to work with somebody like me who's new. So I shot an email over to this company just to ask some questions, and I gotta say, the customer service was absolutely amazing. It's not every day that you send an email over to a company and the actual owner of the company reaches back out to you to answer all of your questions. So right off the bat, I was extremely impressed with just their customer service. And the other thing is I don't know what I don't know, and so asking a lot of questions and having them not minimize my questions was just a really good feeling. They take the time to, really understand what you're looking to do and what you're trying to accomplish, and then they make, solid recommendations based on what you're doing. So I am extremely excited to be working with this company and utilizing their products. YouTube, what is up? It's Jordan here with Outdoor Gear Dad. I'm not in my home garage, my shop there, clearly. I had to fly out to Denver, Colorado for a work trip. So I'm posting up here in an Airbnb about 1,500 miles away from home. But I'll tell you what, ever since I flew out here, I've just been thinking about getting to work on this new grinder. I'm super excited about it. Got it set up, at least unboxed and set up, and I'm just ready to go on it. So I'm looking forward to getting back and actually getting hands on it. I didn't want to waste any time getting this content out to you, which is why I'm laying here in bed, just figuring to, talk to you guys a little bit more about this grinder. So the company that I went with, drum roll, OBM, Origin Blade Maker. I'll put a link down in the description. There's also one right here on this beautiful banner at the bottom of this screen. OBM is a company that is based out of Oregon, so out on the West Coast here, and great location, by the way, for any company doing anything with knives, because from OBM headquarter, there is literally you name the biggest brands in knife making, they can be hit with a golf ball from their front entrance. So we're talking, Leatherman, Benchmade, Gerber. I could go on and on about how many major knife making manufacturers are right around OBM. And so they're just in the prime location for getting feedback and being involved in that industry. So that was got to be honest, that was a big selling point for me too. They're in the thick of it. And so
That's the company I went with. The grinder that I unboxed earlier was a 2x72-inch grinder. We're going to do later episodes where we hook up the motor and the VFDs and we talk through all of that. But again, I just wanted to kind of hone in on why I specifically picked OBM. OBM is a company that thus far has just proven to be all about support. I reached out, like I said earlier, had the owner of the company get back to me, answered all of my questions, even helped me understand what separates their grinders from other grinders. And so I really appreciated that. The other thing about OBM that I'd mentioned earlier, which I was looking for, was they make all of the accessories and attachments for the grinder. So if I want, a different type of plate or a different type of belt or whatever, a different tooling arm, they manufacture all of that stuff and they do it all right there at their headquarters in Oregon. So that is big because I know that the accessories and the things that I'm buying for my grinder were built for my grinder, and I don't have to go out and do a bunch of research online and hope that it works. I don't have to play that game. I can be up and I can be running and I can have a one-stop shop for support for all of my grinding stuff, and that's through OBM. So that's why I selected them. Now check it out. I'm going to get up, I'm going to shower, I'm going to go do my work stuff, I'm going to hop on a plane tonight, I'm going to fly back to Austin, and I'm going to walk you through this incredible grinder and some initial first impressions. So let's go do that.
YouTube, hey, I am editing this video right now, and before I show you the actual grinder itself, go down and click subscribe because these videos take a while and I want you to see the next episode. I want you to see the content that I'm putting out and that I'm creating for you. So go down, click the subscribe button, and then every time I post a video, you'll get a little notification. Now, back to the video. Check out this grinder. All right, YouTube, so I'm not going to pretend again that I know everything about this grinder, but I'm going to tell you the stuff that I really like about it. And I'm going to get in here and I'm going to actually show you some more close-ups. So first things first, the grinding chassis itself, which is this yellow piece right here. This is unique because this is a very rugged steel jig welded chassis. And what I mean by welded is you'll notice that there are no bolts on this chassis holding it together. It's all done by welds. Now, why is this important? Well, a grinder is moving very fast with the motor, and anytime you have a bolt, you run the risk of it loosening up and you having to go on and do maintenance and tightening things up. So not having it actually assembled and held together with bolts is a really big thing. The other thing you'll notice about this, and you'll also notice this about the knobs, it's all powder coated. Now that's important because down here where the pieces of the chassis come together and are welded together, there are no cracks. It's all powder coated. So things like cleaning this thing up, you could take this with a shop vac and just easily clean this thing up. You're not going to have dust and steel and wood hidden in all of these cracks in here. It makes it very easy for cleanup. Now let's turn it around to the other side. When I was doing my research, one of the things that kept coming up was the quality of the actual wheels themselves. And so these are solid CNC turned aluminum wheels, as opposed to some of the cheap hand-turned wheels. Obviously, when a belt is moving on this, the slightest imperfection on a wheel can throw off your entire grind. And so having something that's done through CNC rather than hand-turned means that we've taken human error out of the equation. And so I'm going to have a perfect grind with little to no air on that. All right. The only error that we're going to experience is because of my lack of knowledge in grinding. The D plate back here is, again, 1/2 inch solid aluminum on the back here. So not a bunch of parts and things that I'm going to have to maintain. Solid piece of aluminum. The other thing is the platen here. This is replaceable. It's a replaceable platen. There's some screws in the back here that you can take this off and you can add different things. And so that's also really nice. When we talked about accessories and things like that, OBM makes a ton of stuff for this grinder that's going to be very important as I continue my knife journey. So talking about the tooling arm now, let's look at this tooling arm. Solid 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch aluminum tooling arm, as opposed to some of the steel tubes that you see in other grinders. Now the steel tubes, they're thinner, which causes vibration. And again, the smallest bit of vibration or inconsistency can throw off a grind. And so having a 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch aluminum tooling arm is a great thing. Now, this particular chassis accepts 2 tooling arms. So you can see if I pull this out, there is space for 2 different tooling arms. And we'll get into some of the reasons behind why you would need 2, but most grinders out there only accept 1. All right, so taking a look now here, there's one other thing I want to talk about, and that's these knobs right here. So the clamping knobs and the tracking knobs are both powder coated, and they both have replaceable bolts. Now, if you get out and you do your research on grinders, you'll see that some of the clamps are done with an Allen wrench on other grinders. Now that's a problem, because what if I'm wanting to make an adjustment while out in front of the machine? What if I'm wanting to make this adjustment? I have to stop what I'm doing to go find my Allen wrench. I literally don't even think my Allen wrenches are down here. I think my kids were playing with them upstairs. So I'd have to go find those just to adjust my tooling arm. But while I'm out in front here, with the way that this grinder is made, I can easily reach back, make my adjustment, and tighten it up. And same goes for the tracking knob. You'll notice in here that the tracking knob is just on this spring right here, and as I turn it, it adjusts this solid CNC turned aluminum wheel. So all of the stuff here has been incredibly thought out. The system is 100% fully modular, and OBM has a wide variety of cool accessories that you can add to a basic grinder at any stage. Now they have tool rests, they have things like extra tooling arms, rubber wheels, small wheels, you name it, they have it. They even have benches and different workspaces that are specifically designed for this so that you can mount it on there. They have motors. This is a complete setup here. This is a complete setup, at least a complete start to the setup. Again, we're going to get the motor on this and we're going to do some other things to this, but as you can see, this is just an absolute beauty. Extremely well made. The hydraulic shock system right here for being able to take on and off your belt is quality. I'm really excited. I'm excited to get this thing going. I really am excited. All right, YouTubers, so just to kind of recap, OBM was the company that I selected. You just saw the full unboxing and some of the things that really drew me to their grinder. But just to kind of recap and highlight a couple of those things, they've been doing this for years. So this isn't something that's new for them. It's not like they're, a knife company that just decided to start making grinders. They've been doing it forever. So, have tons of experience. They are in the knife capital of the world, Portland, Oregon. They have all of the big names around them, which really allows them to take feedback into constantly be enhancing and making those products better. They have a unparalleled range of accessories specific to this grinder that they actually manufacture. So when you purchase an accessory from OBM for that grinder, it was built and designed specifically for that one. So I know that when I start buying tool rests and different grinding wheels and things like that, that it's going to work for my grinder specifically. The reviews and the feedback, come here. The reviews and the feedback that they have online are just awesome. And that's another reason why, because, you know, I read people's reviews and I asked other knife makers and they thought that, you know, it's a great, great grinder. And they're also knife makers themselves. OBM, if you go to their website, they make really high quality knives. So they know what they're doing. They're making, you know, knife making equipment for knife makers, and they are also knife makers, so they get it. So that's it. That's why I selected it. Is that why I selected it? Yeah? Can you say OBM? Come on, say OBM. No? Got a little shy one here. All right. Well, thank you for watching, YouTube. Do us a favor. Go down, subscribe to this channel, because the next episode, we're actually going to have a motor that we're going to hook up to that, and we're going to see it in action. We're going to use it, huh? Yeah, that's right. And go down and like the video as well. If you have any questions or comments, just drop them down below, and I'll make sure that I get back to you. And we are excited to get grinding. That's in episode 3. Stay tuned. Can you say stay tuned?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.